Every veteran will argue which branch of service has the hardest basic training. Marines have it the worst since they do the most combat-oriented training. Army's hardest because it's technical and physical. Navy's the worst since it's mostly aquatic. Air Force is the worst since it has the highest education standards, and so on and so on. We argue internally as well. Who had the hardest training based on when you enlisted, where you did your basic training at, were you doing basic and AIT or OST, etc., etc. For broad stroke purposes, based on tangible requirements as far as difficulty, most agree that Marines take the cake, then Army, Navy, and finally Air Force. When you're shipping off, you're terrified what to expect with a slight bit of excitement. I'm here to tell you that the difficulty of your basic training is all luck of the draw. Ready for a controversial opinion? I'm sure that some Air Force platoons are physically harder than some Marine platoons. Hi YouTube, Gavin here. I'm going to share what makes me believe that basic training is all luck of the draws from what I experienced when I went to basic training. When I initially did my basic training / OSET, I was under 198th Infantry Brigade, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, Alpha Company in 2013. Obviously, standards of training have changed since then, but the principle is still the same. Each battalion will have their individual companies route through a training schedule at different times. This allows the command team to rotate assets to prevent training bottlenecks. We aren't going to talk about the fun events like the clinch test, gas chamber, or the bayonet march. When I started basic in Alpha Company, the company next to us, Bravo, was towards the end of their training cycle. I by no means had fun in basic training, but definitely could have been worse. I only saw 4 to 6 people in my company be removed for recycle or discharge from the Army for not meeting standards or violating policies. When we were about halfway through our time at Sandhill, I started noticing when we marched by Delta Company on the weekends, they always had their phones. This made me excited thinking we would eventually get ours. The whole time I was in basic for the 4 months, we only got our phones twice, which is better than some, but worse than others. I'd also see Delta Company with commissary, snacks, and all kinds of benefits that we never got. Their drill sergeants interacted with us a few times, but they were much more mellow than ours. Now, the thing that changed my perspective on training difficulty is when the new batch of Bravo Company recruits came in. We were about a month out from graduating when they arrived, so things were starting to get more relaxed. Less smokings for us, more freedom, as far as actually having some free time. Since Bravo was next door to us, we got to see how their training started. If I was in that training company, I don't think I would make it through basic. There was a hill behind our barracks that was about 50 yards high on a 30-degree incline. With no exaggeration, every day for 2 weeks, those poor guys were crab walking up the hill and bear crawling down. When we were at our barracks for a while, we could see how long it lasted. It was over an hour straight a session. I started to notice when I would see their drill sergeants that they were wearing name tapes on their Velcro sleeves. As time went on, their patch got fuller and fuller. They were wearing the name tapes of people they got to quit the Army. For the life of me, I can't remember what their first sergeant's name was, but I'm very sure it was First Sergeant. But I'll never forget that their commander was Captain Blades. Go figure. Watching those guys go through the constant smoking, having drill sergeants actively try to get them to quit was a different world for me. Being able to see the difference between Delta Company and Bravo Company in my own battalion gave me the understanding of how different training can be 300 yards away. It can be 10 times easier for you or 100 times worse. So don't stress, it's all luck of the draw. Prepare yourself as best as you can and take it day by day. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you for watching. I hope you find it useful or at least a little entertaining. If so, please leave it a like, and if you want to see more military content or veterans benefits, please give me a subscription, I'd really appreciate it. Again, thank you for watching, have a great day.